who have worked hard, who have struggled, who have spent long hours, who have striven after excellence, tonight will be a time of achievement and pride in that achievement. It's a special evening for parents. There have been watchful times in their life when they hoped and they dreamed that an evening like this would be a reality for that special son or daughter in their life. And so it comes to those persons this evening as a sense of fulfillment.
Mr. Pyle, Mr. Feeney, Mr. Jones, Reverend Gomer, parents, relatives, and friends. Good evening. My name is Tom Duda, and on behalf of the senior class of 1981, I say welcome to this, our 13th annual commencement. My purpose this evening is to welcome you. But before I go any further, I would like to give you a brief description of our school. Westside Tech is a two-sided school. On one side, we have our academic subjects, math, science, English, and history. These classes give us a well-rounded education. On the other side, we have our shop, as we call it, or in school terms, our vocational technical shop. This is the side which our school is about. Here, we learn our trade or skill which we will carry through life. This is the part of the day we look forward to, for this is the reason for attending Westside Tech.
When I was asked to give a speech for tonight's commencement exercises, I wasn't sure of what I wanted to speak on. Then I thought about it for a while and started thinking about the things that meant the most to me during my years here at Tech. The first thing that came to mind was my involvement in VICA. Many of you are asking yourselves, what is VICA? Well, I hope by the time I'm through, you will know and have a better understanding of what VICA means and what it has done for me. VICA, the Vocational Industrial Clubs of America, is a student organization composed of vocational, trade, technical, and health students from not only the United States, but from all over the world. It is a group of young people who share a common interest, mainly their trade. I hope by this time you have a better understanding of VICA and will encourage your family and friends to join VICA, for these people will be America's new professionals. The young people of VICA are the energy for America and its future.
Mr. Pyle, Mr. Feeney, Mr. Jones, Reverend Gomer, parents, friends, and fellow graduates. As I stand before you tonight, I think back to the time when I myself first sat down with my father and discussed the reasons why I wanted to attend a school such as Westside Tech. Mom and Dad thought long and hard about whether I was making the right move. Would this help my future or hinder it? I can honestly say, with God as my witness, that Westside Tech has broadened my knowledge of life a great deal. Not only in the vocational and technical areas, but also in the academic. The handling and communicating with everyday people and problems. Even though some situations were painful and yet others pleasurable, we gain knowledge through our successes and mistakes all the same. Westside Tech as a school has many success stories, or unsung heroes as they're called. The students of Westside Tech really fall into a category of nonconformists. They choose to be different than their peers at local sending districts. They choose to come to Westside Tech. The independent thinking of the students choosing to come to Westside Tech is the independent thinking that will make the graduates of Westside Tech excel far beyond those in the silent majority. It has been the guidance of the faculty and their availability, not to mention that of the parents, which has helped us over the tough times. When we needed a helping hand, You were there. Although we rarely acknowledge this fact aloud, we have always appreciated it. I know all the moms and dads out there are very proud tonight. It's a very special occasion. I'd like each and every one of you to think of your son or daughter with respect to a poem I'm going to read. This poem was written and given to me by my mother on my 18th birthday. Every time when I'm home alone in my room and I read this poem, I cry because I know that my mother and father love me. The name of the poem is Only Till He Is Grown. On February 28th, 1963, a gift of a child was given by God to your father and me. God said, a name must be given to this gift I give thee. As mother and father, it is your responsibility. Our voices rang out to God and were heard. His name shall be Charles Alfred Hayes III. God took us to this child. God told us this child was only alone, ours to keep only till he is grown. Your father and I were delighted with this gift, but with God, we were just a little bit miffed. How could he give us something so perfect and pure and let us not keep this treasure secure? God told us what our job was to be. Could we handle this task, your father and me? Could we shape this small child so perfect and grand into a strong, noble, and loving man? As the first few years slowly went by, our task, it was easy. All your hurts were heard clearly by only your cry. Each cut and each scratch was mended with a bandage and a kiss. There seemed nothing that could ever go amiss. All too soon, God beckoned to us again. For this child, an education is to begin. You remember it was but one of my rules for you and your husband to choose the schools. With a pain in my heart and tears in my eyes, I sent my little son into the world to become wise. My fears were many and my days were long. My little son was growing up, with teachers filling hours where I thought I belonged. When each school term ended, my heart filled with joy. For 3 full months, I could recapture my little boy. We shaped and we molded with each school year. The teachers were good, and pride soon replaced fear. The chill in my heart, it was as cold as snow. As taller and taller, my little boy did grow. Coming was a time I did not wish to see, but I knew what God had said must be. If I closed my eyes and not listened for his word, not acknowledge he was growing, would that be absurd? I'm not ready to release my claim, not on the child you gave me to name. A few more years, that's all I ask, for I really am enjoying this task. God said, you have known for many years, that the time would come for you to shed tears. The child was a gift given to you by me. My rules have been followed, that I can see. It is time to share your gifts so perfect and pure. Time for the child to plan his own future. The ache in my heart, it knows no cure. My task is now ending, of that I am sure. My apron strings, they must now come apart. But, dear Lord, what do I do with the strings of my heart? The hours and years that I've treasured so are ending now, and you must go into the world to make your own place, though there may be pain and fear to face. Your father and I will always be there if you should ever want or need our care. Your future is there, take it in your hand, for on this day, son, you have become a man. God's words, they do echo, and they are now known. He is yours to keep, only till he is grown. Love, Mom and Dad. This is something that I'll always treasure. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
As we reflect on the past 12 years, we realize that tomorrow will be the beginning of a whole new life. No one can foretell what lies in our future, but we can look back to what Westside Tech has prepared us for. As we remember all the special memories we hold in our hearts, the football games, dances, Slave Day, the hustle and bustle of the prom, and last but not least, graduation night itself. As the graduating class marches from the auditorium this evening, we will be leaving behind our spirit to inspire the underclassmen as we each enter into our own futures. Westside Tech has prepared us to meet head-on the many challenges we will face while aspiring to achieve the goals we have set for ourselves. Tech built us a strong foundation. It is now our job to continue building to acquire the much-deserved fame and honor we've worked so hard to achieve. Hopefully someday our paths will cross again. Instead of saying goodbye, simply say farewell, because no matter how far we travel in distance, we will always be together in our hearts and spirit. Health, happiness, and success to one and all.
I want you to know that I appreciate the opportunity to reflect as the parent of a graduating senior on these past 3 years and to express publicly my personal enthusiastic support for the concept and the work of this school. In every respect, the intention of our state to operate vocational high schools whose purpose is to fit individuals to pursue effectively a recognized profitable employment has been met here at Westside Tech.
For academic excellence, Charles A. Hayes III. For academic excellence in communication arts, Melissa Church. This boy was the outstanding student in auto mechanics, was also the third place winner in the state of Pennsylvania in auto mechanics, was a district champion in the VICA competition in auto mechanics, Charles Payavis.
I would recommend to you that you give to each one the Westside Tech High School Diploma.
Thank you, Mr. Pyle. It is my pleasure to represent the Westside Tech School Board and to take part in the graduation exercises for the class of 1981. I congratulate each of you on your achievements and wish you well in your future life. Good luck to each of you. Will the members of the graduating class of 1981 please present themselves?
Donna Marie Kaminsky. Thomas J. Duda. Charles A. Hayes III. Melissa Marie Church. Leland R. Baines. Robert S. Brockway.
The woods are lonely, dark and deep. The woods are lonely, dark and deep, and we have miles to go before we sleep, and we have promises to keep. Help these young people, O God, to not only remember the promises they have made to themselves, to their parents, to the faculty, to their dear school, but help them to carry out those promises as they live day by day, moment by moment. And may we know your presence as all of us keep our promises to you and to one another. Give us strength to be people of character who keep their word. We ask it in your name. Amen.